What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. With everything going on, I think it's more important than ever to have a routine and stay productive. You want to make sure that you're still setting goals and you still have a purpose to get up every morning. So assuming that everybody obviously already has that covered, today we're going to talk about 6 hacks that have made me more productive. Now, anyone can implement these today and start seeing results from them. Tip number 1 is something that I've resisted for a long time, and it's intermittent fasting. Now, for those of you that don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's basically just fasting for a portion of the day and then allowing yourself a certain window of time to eat all your calories within it. For me specifically, I wake up around 6:30 to 7 a.m. and then I fast till about noon. Then I'm able to eat my allotted calories for the day until about 8 p.m. and then I fast until I go to bed. And this is usually how most people do it as well, but keep in mind that you can do it in many different forms and many different variations. Now, I've always resisted this because a lot of people online, especially fitness YouTubers, make me cringe so much when they preach how intermittent fasting is like sent from God or will naturally increase your testosterone 100x or turn your body into a fat burning machine. It doesn't work that way, and it's more important to mention that it's simply another tool that you can use to make it easier on you to get your calories and your macronutrients in every day. But while there aren't any special superpowers you'll get from doing it, like some people would have you believe, there are actually some tangible physical benefits that will help increase your productivity if you do implement it. First and foremost, if you can get past that initial few days of acclimating to it, you'll stop constantly getting hungry and having to stop working to go eat something, however small, even if it's just a small snack. And it'll help keep your appetite suppressed until about lunchtime, where then you can have a big meal and then get back to focused, productive work. Furthermore, science has actually shown that by not waking up and eating simple carbohydrates every morning for breakfast, which is unfortunately what most people do, you'll have more consistent energy throughout the day because you won't have that immediate insulin spike in the morning. Don't take my word for it though. Try it out for yourself and see if it works for you. And it's also important to mention that while you're outside of your feeding window, you can have coffee or tea or anything else that doesn't have calories to help suppress your appetite. Moving on to number 2 now, and that's an app called Classical Radio. You can download it for free on the App Store for iOS. I'm honestly not sure if there's an Android version of this specific app, but if not, I'm sure there's one that's very similar to it that is, on the Android store. You can also simply just listen to classical music on like YouTube and create your own playlist, right? Or another app that a lot of people love too is called Brain FM. Now, this helps you focus when you're working, and there's actually a number of studies out there that have shown that low background classical music helps you to maintain your focus because it doesn't require you to actually consciously listen to it, but it does keep the subconscious part of your brain busy so that you're not getting distracted or bored while working. Now, this has been a major game changer for me in my everyday, and I'd recommend you to at least give it a try. Hack number 3 now is one that you've probably all heard before, but you might not be putting into practice. Now, if you can successfully implement this one, I promise you, you will increase your productivity. And that's planning tomorrow today. But not just planning tomorrow today, actually ordering and optimizing your most important tasks in that specific order. It's not enough to simply create a checklist of things to get done the next day and then slowly cross them off the list as you accomplish them. Most people actually do that, especially entrepreneurs. But the reason it's not enough is because all tasks are not created equal. Let me repeat that. All tasks are not created equal. And I used to do this myself, right? I would go through days feeling like I accomplished things because I was getting a lot done, only to look back in hindsight throughout the week and think to myself, I really didn't accomplish that much at all, and I should have got a lot more done. See, we all like to feel busy. We've been sold this myth that the busier you are, well, that obviously indicates the more successful you are. But that's far from the case. So instead of filling your day with trivial tasks just to keep busy, plan your day and then execute tasks in the order of their importance. Ask yourself, if I only got one thing done today, what would I want that one thing to be? And then do that first. Once you're done with that, cross it off your list and then re-ask yourself the same exact question. If I only got one of these things done, what would I want that one thing to be? And then do that next, rinse, repeat, and continue. Now, a great book on this is called The One Thing by Gary Keller. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you pick up a copy of this and read it and implement it as well, okay? I'll link it down in the description for you. The fourth hack that has increased my productivity is using the do not disturb function on my phone and turning all my push notifications off. And I've done videos on this in the past, so I'll link one of those down in the description if you want to check it out. But most people aren't productive not because they're choosing to be unproductive or because they're letting some major cause prevent them from being so. The truth is that most people are unproductive because they let little things constantly distract them. And then it becomes a death by 1,000 cuts scenario. Again, I've done videos specifically on this in the past, so instead of elaborating too much on it, I'll just link that one in the description and you can watch it after this video if you want. The next one that increases my productivity is an app called Forest. And this is a really, really, really cool app because it helps you time block and get stuff done. For example, let's say that you wanted to use the next hour to maybe list a lot of your inventory on eBay, which is a monotonous thing that anybody doing online arbitrage or reselling is gonna full-heartedly understand, okay? Or maybe you want to, I don't know, write a script for your next video or your next course, right? Well, you could use this Forest app to set up and run it for an hour. As that hour goes on, you can't use your phone. So if you can go the full amount of that hour without exiting the app, then it's gonna plant a virtual tree or multiple trees sometimes, depending on how long you actually allot that time. And if you do exit the app, however, and give in to the distraction and temptation, well, the virtual tree dies, okay? And for every virtual tree that you can grow on the app, Forest will donate enough money to grow an actual tree and plant an actual tree in real life, in a place that needs it, okay? And this is a really, really cool way to kind of challenge yourself to remain undistracted while doing something good for our planet and nature. Now, if you don't want to actually go ahead and download and buy this app, because I do think it costs like $2 or $3, it's super, super cheap. But if you don't want to actually go ahead and download and buy this, you could always just use the timer on your phone. For example, maybe every 60 minutes that you can go without exiting the app, you put $10 into an account or whatever you're comfortable with, okay? And then at the end of the week, you can maybe buy a ticket and go to the game with your friends. Or maybe you want to take your wife out or girlfriend out for a nice date or a nice dinner. Or take the kids out for ice cream or buy one of my courses, right? Shameless plug, all 3 of my premium courses are linked down in the description with free 30-day trials if you want to learn how I make money sitting at home every single day just like this. In all seriousness though, this is huge and it's important to reward yourself for good behavior like that to start building up a positive reinforcement loop. That will train you to continue that behavior more and more, which really is the ultimate goal of productivity, right? Finally, hack number 6 that helps me stay more productive is shutting down work early. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, how does that make you more productive? But it's because I actually shut down my work early and turn off work mode that I'm able to enjoy time spent with my girlfriend and recharge mentally. This helps me ease into relaxing and rest mode, which helps me fall asleep so much easier. It's absolutely crucial to take breaks. It's not healthy to hustle, and work 18-hour days every single day, even though that's what we've all been sold is the key to success. And if you're anything like me and you have serious ambition and want great things in your life, which if you're watching this channel is almost a sure thing, then you probably want to work from sunup and sundown super hard. I totally get that. But all that's going to do is lead to burnout and trouble sleeping. I can think of so many nights, literally so many nights in my early entrepreneur days where I would lie awake at night tossing and turning because I couldn't turn my mind off from thinking of new ways to try and improve my business. Sound familiar? For a lot of you, this is probably the case. And I remember that, like I said, all too well. But it's because you're in this perpetual state of work mode that you never really get a chance to pull out of it, to recharge, and to come back stronger the next day. Think of the top athletes or the top coaches in your favorite sport, or maybe just your favorite sports team, right? How do they approach getting better? Sure, they go out there and they give everything during practice and during games, but then they rest, recover, and recharge. They use their downtime to maybe study a playbook or the other team so that they can come back better the next game and be even more prepared. That same sports analogy applies to you and me as well. Don't overwork yourself simply because you want to achieve your dreams by tomorrow. Learn to rest when the time is right. Turn off. Give yourself a break from time to time so that you can come back stronger and more efficient. So there you go, guys. 6 hacks that have helped me be more productive every day. I've also put them down in the description if you want a summary recap of all of them, along with other related videos that I recommend that you check out. You can implement all of these today yourself to start increasing your productivity. Let me know what you think about them as well, and drop a comment down below. Give me your best tip to increase productivity and what's worked or what hasn't worked for you. I'd honestly love to know. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.